What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another WARFRAME video. So Baro's about to appear, and let's see what he's got. Yeah, we're doing Baro at launch today because, you know what? We had Santa Baro last time that was really loaded up, and I want to see if he's got a new fancy item, because Baro's last visit had actually nothing new for once. Believe it or not, every single Baro visit has a new item for the most part. Besides last visit, there was no Baro new item, so I'm expecting something relatively big this time as far as his, air quotes, guaranteed new items. So, hope you guys enjoy these types of videos. I am expecting big things today, but, you know, it's okay if he doesn't have anything that crazy. The last few previous visits before the last one, the new item was a login music, so not exactly the most exciting to me personally. But yeah, Baro is on Strata Relay, and let's hope that it's going to be a good start to the weekend here at Baro's. So yeah, really good stuff. And I have the ally highlight turned on. Well, it's been a pretty helpful feature for doing like animal conservation and stuff, but it is a little bit annoying in everyday missions. So running over to Baro on the Strata Relay, let's hope for the best from this guy. Okay, so we got a good view of where he's going to spawn at. Yeah, the Prime Resurgence did rotate like yesterday as far as the new good stuff. And Baro is not waiting around today. Let's hop in and see what he's got.
My latest collection.
And I did call it, the new item for Baro is going to be some Railjack retrofit login music. So yeah, login music for your new Baro item if you want to grab that for your Orbiter, whatever we got nowadays, the back room. So let's see what else we've got at Baro. We'll do a full Baro inventory review.
Extra special for you.
Okay, so we've got, well, first let's scroll through it all. That's what you got. XEV8, Volt Prime stuff. Ooh, we got the Vastalok back. A lot of good Prime mods, it looks like. And the Halakar Wraith is also here too. With the new melee Dowtree Arcane, this thing has a lot of puncture built in. But no, we'll cover that in the full review for sure. This is something you might want to try out more than before. Now, it ain't no melee influence, but it can have a crazy high crit multiplier. We'll show that here in a sec. Okay, but doing a full individual review here, we got, for Prime mods, Prime Point Blank, Prime Charge Shell, Prime Cleanse Grenier, Prime Bathe the Grenier, Prime Pack Leader, and Prime Fulmination. For your appearance, here's what you got. Looks like nothing that crazy. Get the Master Theodolite set. And for weapons, you got the Mara Detron, Halakar Wraith, and Vastalok. And then for miscellaneous, you got Zanuka Beacons, Volt Relics, and this other stuff. So, doing a full review of what's the best stuff here. Let's go over it. Okay, so for Prime mods, Prime Point Blank is pretty good. Not used on everything, but still good to have. Prime Charge Shell has a ton of electric damage for shotguns, so it's a Prime Electric Shotgun mod. And for Grenier Banes, we got rifles and shotguns, no melee. For Prime Packler, this is pretty good. It gives Overguard to your doggo or your cat if you get melee hits. So if you do a slam attack, and you hit like 10 enemies with a slam attack, it will give them a bunch of easy overguarded health. And for Prime Fulmination, this increases the AoE range of explosive secondary. So the Epitaph Prime has a massive, massive AoE with this. And as far as weapons, you have the Mara Detron, a completely outdated, useless weapon that has mastery at least tied to it. The Halakar Wraith, which will show it's a puncture-focused glaive, I believe. It's just a not as amazing version of a glaive as some other things. Then the Vastalok. This thing is pretty good for Shattering Impact to remove enemy armor. But enemy armor has been so nerfed in Warframe 2025 that we don't actually need to use Shattering Impact most of the time nowadays. But still a pretty cool shotgun melee at the end of the day. And yeah, you got things like Volt Relics, which can give you Volt Prime Neuroptics. And not a Prime for that matter as well. And you also got the Zanuka Beacon giving you the normal Detron and some other stuff too. So yeah, the main thing here is, as far as I recommend, guys, as far as the best items at Baro. Now, I'll be honest, these Prime mods are not the most desirable, but if you are someone that wants to farm arbitration missions, make sure you have primed Bane of the Grenier for your Kuva Ogress. And as far as the other prime mods, prime point blank can be nice, but again, it's not as necessary. We have arcanes like Merciless, Deadhead, and whatever else nowadays. So this is not this 165% damage is not as crazy because Merciless gives like 300% plus. So yeah, as far as math on builds, not as required, but can be still pretty nice if you're not need them out for crit, for example. And Prime Charge Shell, very, very specific in what it does, but can be very, very powerful as well because as you can know, that electric procs are relatively nice when the enemy is you can stack them on their head because headshot multiplier and electric procs goes pretty well together. But as far as getting all these mods, I would say none of them are really super, super necessary unless you are looking to farm arbitrations, like I said, because when you do an arbitration, the drones and arbitration missions become the faction of the enemy you're fighting. So when you're in an arbitration mission, in a Grenier mission, the drones are technically considered Grenier drones. So this could help a lot on your Ogress. And we don't really use shotguns as the meta in arbitration, so don't worry about that one as much. And then for Prime Pack Leader, I like it, but you also don't need it necessarily. I think it's pretty fun to give your pet overguard easily. With the new Arcane, the Holocar Wraith can be crazy, so I say maybe try this out if you don't have it already, but it's not that big of a deal. It's a pretty hit or miss Baro as far as I'm concerned. So let's go ahead and show that Holocar Wraith with the big crit. But as far as cosmetics, some standout cosmetics, guys. Charisma Arrow is pretty cool. Universal Pistol Skin, the Alexis Latron Pistol Skin is interesting. And then Baro'Ki Immortal too, if you want to try that out. So that's basically it for Baro. Let's go ahead and show the Holocar Wraith with the new crit damage arcane, because it can get some pretty crazy crit damage multipliers. So, a pretty okay, I'd say it's like middle of the road Baro. Some okay items, but for the most part, nothing you need to really jump up and down for. It's definitely not a great login music thing, in my opinion. So, here is the Holocar Wraith. Now, the new arcane called Melee Dowtry gives you increased critical damage depending on how much puncture weighting you have. So let's see right here. I have a 14.4 multiplier. If I take off Melee Dowtry, it goes to 6.6. We're getting nearly a 10x multiplier from Melee Dowtry on the Holocar Wraith. So that's something you could try, but again, as I stated earlier, it is definitely not a okay, I have to do this kind of thing. If you change the build, if you take out puncture weighting, look at how much the crit damage multiplier goes down. I put electric mod on, like, okay, maybe melee influence. No, not melee influence. You lose 5x crit multiplier changing off a puncture mod. So, interesting for sure. Good, probably not to me. But I actually had a player very interested in buying this Holocar Wraith Riven the other day. So maybe there actually is something there that's worth trying out. But for me, not entirely sure. But either way, guys, that's Baro for you this weekend. For better or for worse, as far as good stuff to get, maybe some Prime mods, but they're not exactly the most must-have. So maybe grab a weapon or two for some mastery. But either way, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you on stream today. And yeah, have a great weekend. Take it easy. Peace.